dug 3 holes for the carport. So these are the posts here. It's about 7 feet high. 7 feet high up there. Yeah, so I dug a little over 3 feet. I hit some rocks. For my area, you're supposed to go like 3.5 feet down for the frost line. Otherwise, the frost just pops the pole right back up. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I actually forgot to put gravel in, so I have to take these posts back out, which is kind of a pain. They're really heavy. But yeah, I just dug these holes. I'll show you what I used in a second here. But this rock, that rock alone was inside this hole. It took me 2 or 3 hours to get that thing out. No joke. It was just, oh man, that was a big pain. I basically used this thing and I just kept on grinding back and forth, and I finally got it loose. But it was funny, I was at the hardware store and I was about to buy a post hole digger, and it just so happened I ran into a friend of mine at the Princess Auto where I was going to buy the post hole digger, and he said, "Hey, wait man, I got something for you. Why don't you try this thing?" Anyways, he left this outside of his house for me. I went and picked it up, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at this thing. I mean, this thing is older than my grandfather. Anyway, so I brought it home. It worked like a charm. Very sandy soil here, and I wasn't too sure what kind of soil I had. I thought it was going to be clay, but it's mostly just sand. So that just thing went right through it. Of course, the rocks, were hard to do, and it just sliced through all the roots too, no problem. So really happy. I saved myself $60. I was going to buy a post hole digger, and just right then and there, my friend showed up. I just have to buy the concrete, and I'm going to buy 2 4x4 by 12, because there's 12-foot spans in between both, so I'm going to buy 2 4x4s. Yep, and then after that I'll also measure out what the joists and all that sort of stuff. I haven't done that yet. This is just another thing that my shop gave me last week when they moved. So yeah, they gave me this really nice shelving rack here, heavy duty stuff. Can barely even move it. And I'm contemplating bringing my desk and putting it out here. Not sure if I want to do that yet. Just my work desk. I think I will. And then just kind of put once I get that roof made, I'll put just like a piece of plywood or tin shelving or some sort of metal up there, just to block out any rain or snow getting onto the desk. Cabinet that I got from my drop-off bin. Nice cabinet. So I'm just going to keep it out here. I mean, this is actually a working door into my trailer. So when I have the roof on, I forgot my deer was up there. Oh man. And my pellet gun. Well, it doesn't look like anything broke. Spencer would be very upset if that broke. A funny story about this deer. Oh man. That was given to me. I did a clean out job. He gave me a bunch of stuff that day, and it was his uncle's house or something. He passed away, so he had to clear up the house. And so he said, "Hey, do you want this deer? This buck?" It's like, "Yeah, that's really nice. I want it." So I brought it home, put it in the back of the truck, and wife and kids were home, and they didn't know I brought this home. So what I did is I went to the back of my house, and my son Spencer was sitting down at the table eating a bowl of cereal. And the window, the window is like yay high, or maybe like right around there. So I was crouching down, and I take this deer head and I go bong, bong, bong. I tap it against the window. All I hear is, "Oh my god, oh my god!" It just screams on the top of his lungs. Just sitting waiting for the delivery truck to get here. I ordered a whole bunch of wood. Delivering it for $15, that's a really good deal. Alright, just working away on this thing here. See, I put a one piece of tin up so far. The silly thing is that when I went to order everything, I somehow under-ordered 2 pieces here. So I'm missing 2 14-foot 2x6s. And I'm also missing 2 of these 2x4x12s. So what I was going to do today was just go to the hardware store and drop off all this paint at the same time. That's all the paint from a pickup that I did. But when I went to go turn on the truck, the battery is completely dead. I don't know what happened. I think I left this thing plugged in over a couple days and it must have like drained it or something. Yeah, so I'm just going to put up a few pieces of tin. I did a whole bunch of screwing down on those joists there, so yeah, it had to be done. So I'll just pick up the wood another day. This roofing tin here, I'll show you where I got that from. There's a farmer that was retiring and he gave me a whole bunch of roofing tin. Well, what it was is that a whole bunch of his buildings for his alpacas, he tore them all down, and so they were just lying in the field. And so I just went along and I unscrewed all of the roofing tin from those shelters. So I got a whole stack of them. Some of them, like this piece is good, but you know, like some of them have holes in it. That's minor compared to some of the other ones under there, but I need about 12 pieces or so. I'm positive I have 12 good pieces in here. Yeah, so that's free, and I kept all of the screws that went with them, and most of them are fine. So I'm going to reuse the screws too. This stuff here is a different story. That is from an insurance job. I guess some guy had a stick or something go through his roof during a storm. His insurance company swapped out the entire roof and left the roofing material at his house. And he called me to come pick it up. This stuff here, really, really expensive stuff. I've had some people, you know, that come here for Kijiji and stuff. They see this and they're like, wow, how much? Like, not for sale, not for sale yet. I'm just going to keep it for now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it exactly, but, you know, I have a metal roof myself, so if ever I need a repair or something, I can pull from there. There it is up here. I'm just walking on it ever so carefully. Ugh. I can't do this. I cannot do heights. I have to go on my butt. Alright, so yeah, as you can see there, I'm letting it overhang by about 1.5 feet, I'd say. Yeah, just see how that goes over the winter time. It might just, you know, cave right in which case I'll cut it, but I think it'll be okay for a while. Yeah, so I'm just putting the screws in the pre-existing holes. Hello, Ocelot. Yeah, it's really, really nice. So far, the only money I've spent is for the lumber, which was like $300 and I think $330 around that. So I have to buy a few more pieces. So, you know, at the end of all this, plus the concrete, a couple other things. So I'd say it's going to be around $400 this whole project once it's completed. Not too bad. Yeah, all done. Finished it all up. Check it out. It wasn't that bad, you know. The hardest part, I'd say, was these posts, the 3 posts, getting those drilled in, set in concrete, you know, making sure it's all level, and then putting on the big beam on the top there. Once I had that, then I just had to notch each piece, and that kind of took some time. But like once all those beams were up, I just flew right through it. You know, trying to put up these. You just had to mark each one at 2 feet. You know, 2 feet, 2 feet, and then yeah, I just flew through it. it went really fast. It was really, once you start seeing progress, you just want to keep going, and you finish it. So it's all done. So this is going to be a really nice shelter for me to do my scrapping and processing of things that I bring in. You know, I just to have a nice dry space, a space that is going to be sheltered from the snow. It's just going to make all the difference. You know, I feel like this is a huge step. It's complete, and I can move forward with the business. Awesome, love it. I finished it last night, and I put up all these lights, and I was just out here pretty late, just kind of basking. You know, basking in its greatness. So yeah, I put up these. This is like a job site lighting. My dad actually gave me this stuff. You know, a lot of these cages are broken. I don't care about that. Let me turn it on. So at nighttime, it's really, really bright. The 2 lights here by my desk, it lights it up real nice. And then I have the power bar here for all the tools that I'm going to use. I have my wire stripper set up here. I started doing a little bit of stripping last night. All my buckets are down there. There's the Bear Bright there, and stainless steel, copper, brass, and cast aluminum, copper bearing, you know, all the usual stuff down there. And so that's all my buckets there, and I have some motors and some wire to strip, and you know, I always like to keep a bucket for like little shred steel, so I can just, you know, throw little screws and whatever in there. Yeah, so I'd like to have a vise on this table soon. That's one of my steps that I want to do. And then this whole shelf is pretty much bare. I got a couple things there that I'm working, like a good working microwave and kind of keeping as a backup. Yeah, and then over here just the aluminum bucket, dirty aluminum, plug ends, wire, number 2 wire. I got the buck right there just to scare off any coyotes or whatever. And yeah, that's the thing. I was out here last night, and it's so quiet these days because it's cold enough that there's no bugs or frogs, so it's just quiet. So you can hear coyotes and cows and all sorts of things in the distance. And that's just the garbage pail. And because I'm always moving that thing around, so I like to have it in one spot. And then right here, I bolted. This is the tire remover. I bolted that to a pallet, and it's really steady. Actually, it works really well. I'm going to do a video on that just to show you guys how it actually works. I bought that at an auction, but you can buy them online for pretty cheap. So I'm going to do a video on that soon to show you guys, because the other day I did 3 aluminum rims. It was pretty easy. And I just have some other big, heavy, clunky stuff that I put there for now. And so I'm going to go through all of this and just really clean house, you know. I want to get this all cleaned up. It's giant. Yeah, so all of this tin, I didn't have to spend any money on this. Even the screws, I was able to reuse all the screws. Some of this tin had some pretty big holes, you know. So I cut up a basketball, and I just kind of used that in certain spots. You know, it kind of started going crooked. I guess I didn't start it off well, so you know, it started going crooked. But that won't make a difference. The only other thing I should do is that the water, it tends to run off that way. So I'm going to get some jack. I'm going to jack up this trailer so that the water will go that way. And you know, that I've done it before. It's not hard. I have a little jack that works well for that. Truck is still full of paint. All that stuff. There's the house. Hey guys, just gonna wrap up this video here. Going to show you the rest of the carport because I'm kind of settled in right now. I've done quite a bit of cleaning up of the yard and everything the last few days. I just took apart a stainless steel refrigerator recently, and those are all the bins and a whole bunch of stuff there. And also taking apart these giant street light fixtures. Those were kind of a not a good buy, I don't think. But I bought these at an auction, and I showed in a video a while back, probably I guess during the springtime. I've been trying to sell them as whole pieces, but it's really hard finding someone to buy street lights. But I have pulled these things out of them, and these are called a, whatchamacallit? Oh, there it is. High pressure sodium ballast. So they're selling on eBay pretty well. 150 watt. So I got 12 of them. So I'm gonna try and sell them. So I may be able to make the money back. And then I have some these are all aluminum. Yeah. So anyways, and buckets there. I got my saw there, snowblower, that junky thing. All that's kind of cleaned up back there, and keeping all my e-waste and TVs over there, and other stuff. Anyways, moving along. This Honda snowblower is working. Just gotta order a new air filter for it. And have a lighting unit there that if I need more light, I'm just going to pull that out. And this is just all of my computer boards were right over there, but I'm putting all my rakes and stuff there now. So yeah, it's just, I finally put it all together, and I was like, wow, I actually have a lot. These are all computer motherboards there. And then 1, 2, 3, 2.5 things, milk crates, PCI cards, and then these are just kind of other cards. Yeah, just other different cards that might be valuable. Other boards. Yeah, so that's my collection. And I also forgot I had these things here. These are giant boards. Look at that thing. And there's 3 of them up here. I don't know what they were from, but they had gold fingers on the bottom there. I broke them off. Yeah, look at that. Went through all this, and I just cleaned out as much as I could. And I also have a lot of beer bottles that I need to bring in. I get like 5 cents a can, 10 cents a bottle at the beer store. That used to be all full of wood and stuff. I cleaned all that out so I can really move around here. And then I hacked a little trail through the bush, and so I can just go through here, a little path to the fire pit and to the chicken coop. Let the chickens out. Sometimes this door gets stuck. Well, I better go. Sometimes that door gets stuck, so anyways, I'll open it up to this front here. There we go. They're thirsty. They get big so fast. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm just in my truck right now. I'm going to the scrap yard. I have a trailer. My trailer and my truck are full of shred steel, so I'm going to bring that in to the scrap yard and then come back home and drop off the trailer, go back out. I have a pickup to do today. And then, yeah, so that's the day. And but yeah, this is just my little carport. It's been a long time coming. That it's just a piece of the puzzle that has finally finally been put in place, because I need to have somewhere to work that's dry and free of snow for all my machinery and all my tools and other junk that I need to take apart. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.